the Hispanics, blacks, Native Indians alike, sis, we make up the same people.
Right.
What America do is they teach history separately. They teach black history, slavery, lynching, Jim Crow, and then they teach Hispanic history different. You know what I'm saying? They don't teach Hispanics was taken on ships to Europe.
Bring it up.
They don't teach Hispanics was lynched at the same rate as blacks.
Right.
You understand? It's Hispanics getting lynched right now in Aurora, Colorado.
Bring it up.
Sis, meaning what? Watch this. God speaks about our oppression together. Watch this.
Rise up against the dope dealers, against the gangbangers. Who gonna rise up against being oppressed? Who gonna rise up?
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today.
That's the truth. Hey man, you ain't subscribed yet? Stop playing games, man. Like, share, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell button, do the comments. Let's go.
Mexican American.
Mexican American. Okay. What does God call you Mexican?
No.
Okay, what does God call you?
His child.
His child. Okay. Oh, praise it. So let me ask, if you look at this side, sis, God have you ever heard of the Israelites?
Yeah.
The children of Israel?
Yeah.
So the children of Israel is made up of 12 tribes, right? These are God's children. Like you said you was, right? Which one are you?
Isaiah 1 and 3.
I'm a Hebrew.
Okay, that's a language.
Yeah. Well, it's also a people.
Right, so the Hebrews turned into 12 tribes of Israel.
Right.
Which tribe do you come from?
I don't know.
Okay, so we're gonna show you today, okay? The so-called Mexicans, right, which you come from, actually come from the tribe of Issachar.
That's
the Bible, right? We're gonna read something though. We're gonna read something, sis. Yeah, read that, Isaiah 1 and 3.
Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
So God is comparing his people to an ox and an ass, right? Cattle and a donkey. God says what?
The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
Meaning an ox, right? An animal knows his owner, and a donkey knows his master's crib. Meaning he knows if you put drop the donkey off somewhere, he gonna know how to get home. He gonna know where his protection is, his security, his owner. But watch this.
But
the true Israelites today
don't not know.
God says, my people have forgotten who they are. God says the Israelites, the true Israelites, right? Because you got a people that's calling themselves the Jews, Jewish.
They're fake.
Right? They're fake, right?
Yeah.
So who are the real ones?
You are.
We are.
Right. That's right.
You too. The Hispanics are the same.
Well,
You understand?
yeah, but y'all
Get
are
Jeremiah 50 and
y'all
33.
are the full line lineage.
Sis,
Full blood lineage.
sis, the Hispanics, blacks, Native Indians alike, sis, we make up the same people.
Right.
What America do is they teach history separately. They teach black history, slavery, lynching, Jim Crow, and then they teach Hispanic history different. You know what I'm saying? They don't teach Hispanics was taken on ships to Europe.
Bring it up.
They don't teach Hispanics was lynched at the same rate as blacks.
Right.
You understand? It's Hispanics getting lynched right now in Aurora, Colorado.
Bring it up.
Sis, meaning what? Watch this. God speaks about our oppression together. Watch this.
Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 33. Bring it up. Thus saith the Lord of hosts.
Watch this, sis.
The children of Israel.
The children of Israel is referring to you, the Hispanics, the indigenous of the land. Read.
And the children of Judah.
The children of Judah is referring to the blacks, because Israel was split in two. So the Hispanics and the blacks
were oppressed together.
Is that something that you see? us being oppressed together? Or do you see that's only the blacks?
It depends, I guess, on what you're saying, you know, because if you're saying in regards to slavery, only our black brothers and sisters were enslaved.
Ooh.
Mostly.
On the contrary.
Mostly.
On the contrary, sis. Watch this. That's not true. That is not true. When the conquistadors got to America, they put your ancestors in chains. They had them in like a cattle line. They had twos and they had a long column. And guess where they took them? They took the so-called Aztecs, right, which so-called Mexicans used to call themselves. They took the Aztecs into gold mines. You understand? And had your ancestors digging gold, digging copper. You understand? That's where you get golden from, the city of golden.
My DNA says I'm 52% black.
Your DNA is the Bible.
I don't have, even though I don't look it, I am 52%.
What you at? Sis, what I'm showing you is slavery, being put in chains, happened to all 12 tribes, sis. You understand? Guess what?
I know our people were suppressed by the Catholic Church during the Inquisition.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
500 years.
Absolutely. And the Catholic Jesuits and priests, whoever they didn't murder, guess what they did, sis? Whoever they didn't murder, they put into slavery. You understand?
They forced them to convert to Catholicism.
Absolutely.
And when they converted over by order of the Pope, they had to forget their Hebrew last names.
Absolutely.
And they had to assume Spanish last names.
Absolutely. And guess what? That happened. The same thing happened to black people too. It happened to y'all first. Hernan Cortez and them, Ponce de Leon, they came to the island of Hispaniola in 1492. You understand? They came to the Americas in the 1400s, in the 1500s. And then when they destroyed your ancestors, the Israelites, they carried over the blacks, the so-called African Americans. You understand? And guess what? Today we are in the same ghettos. We are in the same prisons. You understand, sis?
Yeah, I got something I want to share with you.
What's up? But you do, before you say that, sis, you do understand that Hispanics went into slavery first. You understand that, right?
I haven't seen that. I'll have to check it out.
Sis, I don't think you're looking at the picture. Look at this picture. Look at this picture. These are the conquistadors, the Catholic Jesuits, putting the natives of the land which you come from in bondage, in slavery, to work the land and bring all of the resources to the white man. You don't see that as slavery, sis? That's slavery. But they don't teach Hispanics was slaves. They only teach blacks was slaves. Why? To keep us divided. But we are the same people, sis. What you got? Read that. Hold on.
Thus said the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
The Bible says blacks and Hispanics, Native Indians alike, were oppressed together. We was in slavery together. A lot of the blacks, in order to run from the plantation, guess where a lot of black people ran to?
You know?
Mexico.
Exactly. Their brothers and sisters in Mexico. Their brothers and sisters who are called Native Americans. And they mingled together. They married their, you see what I'm saying, sis?
I just found this out. Check it out. Let me
Go ahead, sis.
You remember when they wanted to separate, when it's now Texas, wanted to become independent from Mexico? You know how they always told us the Alamo was about independence and they wanted to separate from the United States? Supposedly from the United States, but that's not what it was. It was because the second president of Mexico was a black man.
Yeah, that's true.
When he became president, he outlawed slavery in Mexico. But the white slave owners in Mexico wanted to keep on with slavery. So that was what the Alamo was about. They wanted to separate from Mexico, become independent.
You know what you just proved, sis? That blacks and Mexicans was both enslaved.
Yeah.
Because the same thing happened during the Civil War.
Right.
Yeah.
White, what they call them, the Confederate States wanted to hold on to black slaves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like what you talking about as far as the Alamo. Finish that verse.
We're oppressed together.
Blacks and Hispanics are oppressed, were oppressed, will continue to be oppressed until we listen to God. Watch this.
And all that took them captive.
Who took us captives? The Spanish,
Right.
the English,
Right.
the French. It says all that took us captive, sis, read.
Held them fast. They refused to let them go.
They said, no, y'all gotta keep me enslaved. Where's our workforce gonna come from? Where's all our money gonna come from? Where's our wealth gonna come from? You understand? Showing you what? We are the same people. We're the same people.
That's the point.
You understand? Brother man, come. What's your name, man? What's your name? Isaiah? Tell me your name again, sis. Tell me your name again. Malila. Okay, Isaiah and Malila. We sharing with Malila that the same slavery that Hispanics went through is the same slavery that black people went through. In schools, they try to teach our history separately. But the Bible says the blacks and Hispanics, which are the Israelites, would be oppressed together. You understand? Meaning what? We are the same people. And we've been destroyed in the same religion. Like, what's the number one religion of the Hispanic community? Catholicism. Do you know what comes from Catholicism? This image right here. Jesus. Who is this? I'm gonna ask you, brother. Who was we taught this is? Come. You come over here. Which one? Point to Jesus. Point to Jesus. 2 Corinthians 11. What were you taught? What were you taught? Isaiah. Powerful name, by the way. What was you taught Jesus looked like? Malila. You as well. Point to Jesus. What was we taught was Jesus? Okay, all of these, right? We was both taught this image, right? But watch.
Christ, right?
This is what we told that this is Jesus Christ, right? We told it's Jesus Christ. That's why when we look at this man who conquered and killed us, we're confused because we say, no, but that's Jesus. Do you know a lot of our brothers?
That's the false Messiah.
Do you know a lot of our brothers would say
Rainbow.
that the white man came and saved us?
You see that rainbow?
What you think about that?
Look how beautiful.
You don't agree with that, right? But do you know a lot of our people have the idea in their mind that the Jesuit priests, the Catholic priests came to save the indigenous people, the Aztecs, the Latinos. Why? Because we was taught to worship this man. But Paul, right, who learned from Christ, warned us about this. Watch this.
Okay.
2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 4. For if he that cometh preacheth another Jesus.
But wait a minute. Paul said, if he that cometh preacheth another Jesus. But it's only one Jesus. So what is another Jesus? If the Bible speaks about Christ, the true Jesus, right? Another Jesus would be a Jesus that's outside of the Bible. A Jesus that is new to us.
But check it out.
You understand? Which is an image we've never seen before. Before we was conquered as a people, this image never existed. Where is it at? Right here. Y'all see this right here? What's going on right here? What you think? What you see? This image right here. These images right here. What's going on?
They're whitewashing.
It's called
When I
iconoclasm.
went to Israel, and you go into, they're in Jerusalem, and you go in the Church of the Sepulchre, they don't let you bring in cameras, you can't take videos, and it's all dark in there. But if you pay attention and you look in the walls of the paintings that they have on the back, the Messiah and the disciples, they're all
Yes, absolutely.
But they don't let you take pictures of them or nothing.
You know why? Because we always had images. That's why when you go into Russia and you go into some countries in Europe, they still have black images of Jesus, of Paul, of Isaiah, Jeremiah. Because why? Because our people actually ruled Europe before the Renaissance era. You understand? But they hide this history. just like what he's doing right here. In the 1400s, when the white people was coming back into power, they took all of the black images of Jesus, the true Jesus in the Bible, and they painted him to look like them. They painted the angels. They painted the prophets. You understand? To look like them. So now we're confused. Watch this, read that.
Job chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The Bible says the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Who runs the earth today?
The wicked?
Okay, let's talk about it. Who runs the earth? Who runs America? The government. Who is the government? Aliens, green people from the sky? Who is the government?
White people.
I want this brother to say it, because I know you know. White folks run America and run the earth right now.
Right.
That's why atrocities are happening in Israel right now. And because of America and Israel say it's okay, all of the rest of the world is quiet. Why? Because the white man has power right now. God calls the white man what? What does he call it? What does he call it? Read it again.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
What does God call the white man? The wicked. God says, I'm going to give the earth into the hand of the white man for a time until we wake up. That's the good news. Not what they teaching in church. Read, finish that up.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
Look at this image. He does what?
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
Because the true judges of the earth is supposed to be you and me. The true judges and prophets and seers of the planet earth is supposed to be us, the blacks and Hispanics. But how does he cover them up? He paints them white. He paints them white. Read.
If not, where and who is he?
If it ain't the white man doing this, tell me who the wicked of the earth is. Tell me who put us into slavery, who taught us a false religion, who enslaved our ancestors, changed our names, changed our language, changed our nationality. Who did that? White folks did it. White folks, that's why we worship this image. Get Revelation 1. Oh, go back to 2 Corinthians. No, get Revelation 1:14. That's why we worship this image. We here to teach our people the truth according to the Bible. The truth is that we make up the 12 tribes of Israel. We are actually special. God chose us to rule the planet Earth. The reason we at the bottom is because we broke those commandments. You understand? And we got to start seeing and believing the true Jesus of the Bible. Read that.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1.
What color Jesus? All right, just making sure.
The revelation of Jesus Christ.
So go jump to verse 14.
He's not Jesus.
This is the revelation, meaning to reveal to us in 2025 after being taught this lie. Christ said, I'm going to have it written down in the Bible, the true image of my son, my king that's coming back. Hold on, read.
He's not Jesus.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So my brother, it say Jesus had white hair in color, right? And woolly, like wool. What does that mean? Right, he wasn't white. What is wool textured hair? Absolutely, afro hair. Right? Read.
Kinky hair.
As white as snow.
They call it kinky nappy. Meaning the white man has taught us it's negative to have the same hair Jesus Christ had. Woolly hair. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of black and Hispanic sisters try to wear wigs on their head. White textured hair wigs. Why? Because we've been taught to hate ourselves, and we've been taught this image of Jesus who doesn't look like us. It's a mind game. Read.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
The Bible says Jesus had eyes like a flame of fire. What color his eyes?
You know?
But the Bible says he has red eyes. Right? A flame of fire because he drank wine in moderation. That's 2 strikes against this image. Read.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
Now, Brother Isaiah, what color is brass? Goldish. Okay. Brownish, goldish. It's goldish, brown. Okay. You take that brass. Let's see how brown it was.
As if they burned burned in a furnace.
You take that goldish, brownish brass, you burn it in a furnace, what color is it going to come out? Think about it. It's not a trick question. Just think logically. You take brown brass and you put it in the fire. You burn it. You take it out and you look at it. What color is it going to be? What you say? Black.
Right.
You burn anything, it's going to be what? Black.
Right.
And John is describing the skin color of Jesus Christ. Daniel 10 and 5. Daniel 10 and 6. But what do they say? No, color doesn't matter. Color doesn't matter. It's the message. So why did they do this? These people say color doesn't matter when we learn that he's really black. But color mattered so much when they changed everybody white. So color does matter.
And
Color does matter.
Color matters when it comes to the president.
Read.
Daniel chapter 10 and verse 6.
Watch this.
His body was also like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning,
Talking about Jesus Christ, right? Read.
and his eyes as lamps of fire.
It's saying the same thing that Revelation said. Jesus had eyes of lamps of fire. Red eyes, right? Read.
And his arms and his feet
Jesus' arms and feet,
like in color.
like in what?
Like in color.
No, nobody's seen Jesus' color. What does it say?
Like in color.
The white man wants us to believe Jesus was a damn rainbow. All color, he was transparent because they want to keep us hidden. They want to keep us from knowing Jesus went through the same struggles we go through. Jesus was killed and oppressed by the same man who put us into slavery. Jesus died a black man's death, a Hispanic man's death. But they don't want you to know that. Read, finish that off.
Like in color to polished brass.
So Jesus had a skin color, and it was like burnt brass.
Across the earth, the prophets move. From city streets to distant lands, the message is the same. Israel must rise. Through every quest, every journey, the truth spreads. No border can contain it. No distance can silence it. Our nation lives in every moment. In joy, we celebrate marriages. In sorrow, we honor our dead. On the Sabbath, we gather as one. Families rejoicing together, bound by the commandments of God. Yet are we tried. From the stones in Kenya to the hatred in Montana, we endure as a soldier of the Lord. And still, the mission expands. On the airwaves, on the screens, in every nation under heaven, Israel's voice is heard. We build our communities. We raise our children in royalty. We restore what was broken. We clean what was defiled. We show the world who we are. This is Israel united in Christ. Nation in motion. Nation endures.